Okay, we're back, guys, and we are currently just waiting for them to, I guess, move things along here. Somgrub is painting imagery though in chat.
Beautiful imagery.
I think it's beautiful imagery, but whatever, man. I'm trying to
I just,
find. There's actually a scene. So I love Kill la Kill, but there's a scene in Kill la Kill that perfectly represents what I'm thinking of with this. I'm trying to find it right now so I can link it to you and link it to stream. Or I guess I could just show it on stream. One sec, guys. It's hard to look for this muted because I found it. Okay. This is so dumb. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
I'll link you the timestamp, but I'm gonna put it on stream. About 1 minute. I didn't like the timestamp. 1 minute and like 18 seconds. Go there and hit play. And this is exactly what I'm thinking about when I come down for that sexy drop, guys. You ready for
Not
this?
available in my country.
Really? Okay, well just watch stream. Play it on
Okay.
stream. Okay, so this is exactly what I think of when we're describing like the spread eagle sexy drop. All right.
I'm ready.
It's like all sped up, so the sound's all weird. Just drop it in out of the sky like this. Spread eagle ready to go, except I'm naked and it's sexier.
Yeah.
That's the imagery you guys should have in your mind. Enjoy being scarred for life.
Yep.
Oh, wow. So you know how there's all these Baidu links going around? I just got a new one from the Russian caster for this event, actually. But it's a Google. It's a Google.com URL.
He preemptively apologized for it. I still haven't gotten it.
Oh. I just said noise. I didn't get an apology.
Weird. I thought he was gonna go around everyone. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it showed up to me on his mobile phone, and that's why. Whatever. But so it's funny, right?
Hang on. Before you say your point, I just want to quickly thank Moose Monkey 397 for knowing exactly who I was talking about. Go on.
I was looking through my old chat logs on Skype, looking for a group conversation we had, and I saw that my friend in real life had messaged me, and I was like, "That's weird." She doesn't message me. What did we talk about?
Baidu.
And I look. Yeah, and this is from like 2.5 weeks ago. Okay, like before the epidemic started, it was a Baidu link. I didn't think anything. Oh, I knew it was like a scam, right? But I didn't think anything of it until the recent epidemic, man.
You know, the links going around to clear this up for people. Like, I want to give some PSA on that because you've likely heard about this or seen this from other people. Or maybe you've received these links. Like, this really isn't based solely on like, oh, someone was dumb and clicked the link and like their password is easy to guess. Like, a lot of people who have gotten this problem, it really seems to be compromised through Android. Like, I have people who I know have like insanely complicated passwords complaining that like there's no way their password got brute forced, right? I have people like me who are really safe and never click these things, and they're not irresponsible with silly moments like this. But the one thing that has been in common, and I've asked this to everybody who sent me one of these links, is do you have an Android phone or an Android device? And everybody has said yes. There's been no exceptions to this, but there's been nothing posted on Android. I've seen nothing posted on Microsoft, but this is clearly like a breach through that because it came through my phone, it didn't come through my PC, and it seems to be the case for everybody else. And when 14 plus people like have this one common connection, like it's no longer a coincidence. So it's a little alarming to me though that there's been no registering anywhere, it seems, of this being an issue.
Yeah, I mean, it's a mystery for me. It's coming in waves too, which is weird.
Well,
I didn't get it.
Looks like we're getting into the game, guys, so let's hop into it. It's the final series of the day. One last best of 3. Big thank you to Wiggy B for the Twitch Prime sub. Excellent way to kick off this final game. Or final series. And by the way, I just checked with the guy who sent me the link, and yeah, he's using an Android. What a surprise. All right, top right in the last best of 3, competing for second place in the group, it is Impact.
I still haven't been affected, man. When's my time? In the bottom right is the blue Terran, and it is jjakji.
I don't know. It's kind of like how back in the day where I was actually getting DDoSed rather frequently, but you weren't, even though both of us had the same level of security. Kind of makes me think like back to this a bit.
Well, that wasn't true.
For what?
If you remember, I had always been like I'd never added anyone on Skype, and I also had listened to Destiny's. Like, this is the one thing I got from Destiny is actually really good about how to stop it. Because I remember, right? Like, what happened was they said they were going to come after me. I remember.
Yeah.
They were going to come after me, and I called them out on it, which you told me not to do. And then someone tried to add me on Skype. So they didn't find my Skype, but I had like all these settings that did the thing, whatever. And yeah, they couldn't do it, so they deleted the Twitter post. So I don't remember which part you didn't do. Like, maybe you friended someone on Skype, but you're also pretty good with your Skype, or you didn't have the one setting. Like, I don't remember which one it was,
yeah,
but I just remember
would leak your IP all over the place.
Yeah, that one. So apparently that's happening again too. You saw that Rich Twitter
Yeah,
post?
I saw Rich tweet about
it.
By the way,
so,
quickly addressing this too. Yoda Cow, first off, hey dude, what's up? Good to see you in chat again. He says 14 people out of the 14 million Android users don't think they care. And I get you, like, that's true. But what I'm saying is I'm just more surprised no one else seems to have made this connect. Like, it feels like no one else has made the connection but me, type thing, right? Like, everyone just passes this off to like a password problem or maybe a breach, when really maybe it is a bigger issue and those 14 million people should be concerned, but nobody's aware that they need to be.
If it's like 1% of people, that's usually something you post. Like, if you search Google, like, even if it's like one person, you still find the complaint, right? Like, and it just doesn't seem to be happening. Because I also, the reason I brought it up, like, why did it happen to me? I'm wondering if it's a specific app that you usually have on your phone if you're an Android user, but I somehow maybe missed. Because I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
When's it gonna come?
You're that girl who's waiting for a period and it just comes like really late in life.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean now.
It's like nobody really wants a Baidu link. Nobody really wants their period.
But they know it's coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
All right, well, jjakji and Impact is going to make for an interesting match. I actually think these two are a lot closer in skill than what we saw with Stats versus literally anybody else in this group. So I think this should be hopefully a good matchup, to be honest. Like for me, there was this really high dynamic where like Trust was kind of under, Stats was really over, but Impact or jjakji, either of them could really take that second place in the group.
Yes. I feel a little bit better for jjakji. This is kind of what I expected to happen in the Cider match. Unless Trust had some seriously good adept usage. But we talked about it and I said I gave it to jjakji if he's having a good day, which I think he's having an okay one. He took a game off the stats.
Yeah. Well, so here's the other part of it too, right? Like, it's funny listening to people like Innovation give their opinions and beyond jokingly from time to time about like Zerg being super inbud, Zerg being super broken. And then, you know, as much as I didn't particularly enjoy the people throwing the match, I still watched Dark vs Innovation yesterday, and Dark handled Innovation. So between that and our own TvZs that we've cast, I think TvZ is probably one of the better matchups in terms of like, I don't know, balance, but it can also be really weird and different. Like, it depends on styles pretty heavily.
Yeah, this is an odd amount of lings. The Hellions,
they're greatly positioned behind the Mineral Lions. Like, perfectly
that was really
done.
Cute. Very cute. Won't get this mule, but does get 3 SCVs, so kind of evens it up for the Hellions, killing his workers. He killed the Hellions killed the workers. Here he killed the workers, but his lings died. Like, I think it was pretty even trade. Raven pops out. This is probably gonna be the new thing to do, because the Raven harass is just so good. Especially against European Zergs, anyways, the ones who go roaches all the time.
Yeah, actually, speaking of that note too, it's hard to just like any matchup, whether it's TVT or otherwise. The Raven is so gas heavy, and it takes attack labs. It's hard to justify making, but I think like. Honestly, what I'm waiting for is that meta to shift where it's not the auto turrets that are so good, but when so many players have these queens out to shoot down medevacs, and there's a lot of queens too when you get players like Steam involved, I just want to see that point defense drone be the perfect drop-off like companion, you know?
Yeah, it just doesn't seem as good as auto turrets every once in a while, and it's a sad little thing that happened to point defense drones. It used to be the big boss of the Raven, now it's not.
Oh, damn. I don't know if I want to say shout out to this because I don't mean it to sound rude, but Kitty Singh lost his job yesterday. I mean, he's on the positive saying more time for Twitch, but I just want to say, dude, I'm sorry to hear that.
Stay positive, yeah. Does suck.
I'll in a bit of an odd spot. Couldn't quite get close enough. With all these queens out, the Raven's going to go down, and oh, that feels really bad for jjakji, man.
This really wasn't the best map in the first place. No. Well, this is awkward. What time are you at?
6. What are you at?
4. Okay, hold on. Keep counting.
5, 6,
Okay.
7, 8,
That's
9.
good enough, yeah. So Apollo stepped on the spacebar.
Oh, I was wondering
And then
you're
he-
knowing. I'm like,
And then he pressed another button.
Well, then you asked the time. I'm like, did a nidus get put down and you're like 30 seconds ahead? Like, what's going on here?
No, he pressed the spacebar, which paused it, and then he pressed something that restarted the stream. So,
Awkward.
oh god.
Yeah, sorry, for those who don't know, again, we're giving a live feed. We got to sync this up a little bit, so it can sometimes be a bit of a step to the side like that. But anyways, Muta's being the choice out of Impact. Maybe this is just something he's comfortable with. I do want to remind everybody, like, when Impact was really in his prime, he was doing these, like, 2 base Muta builds at the end of HOTS and looking so good for it. So the fact is, like, Mutas, like, are in his blood. He knows how to handle them well. I just don't know that... I'm not a fan of Ling Ling Muta, to be honest. I guess I've been so brainwashed by watching people like Snoot and Nurchio and otherwise.
It's still a thing I greatly prefer. So it's funny how that worked out. It is mutas before upgrades, before Bailey nests, so it's still fast, but yeah, not 2 bases. And it can be tricky to hold against the first push when you go for this type of muta timing, since you just don't have Banelings. It's a very scary position to be in if the Terran wants to be on your back. So Josh just cleans up creep though, doesn't commit. He doesn't have combat shields, doesn't have his upgrades done. Playing it safe. I don't think you guys understand, okay? I can't give Apollo any more attention, and he still wants more.
You guys,
this is kind of his thing.
Zombie Grub has had, like, I know you guys can't see it. Zombie Grub has had Apollo on her lap for 100% of the cast today.
Yeah, like I'm petting him, nuzzling him, and I'm just hugging him, and it isn't enough. That's the way he is.
You know what? Apollo's preparing you for like a needy significant other. Is what he's doing. This is training. He knows that you're gonna at some point.
I thought you were gonna go with like a kid, and I was like, yeah, I expected from a kid, but oh god, no. This is like the equivalent of like texting me all the time.
See, that's the thing.
What you thinking?
Good guy Apollo. He's preparing you for that.
Oh god, no. All right, well, drop is scouted, but awkwardly enough, the Lings are scouted too. So
yeah.
Who prepares better?
Someone just got an interesting question about creep. It's the creep tumor that gives you vision, not the creep itself. So if you do lose a creep tumor, yes, you do lose vision of that part of the creep. Unless you have other tumors and other units there. Oh, look, there was one of those bugs that's still in Legacy of the Void.
How? You're so funny.
No. Mutas look like they will get this medevac. That's going to be a bit unfortunate here for jjakji.
He's not even unloading.
I like that he chose to focus right on that Widow Mine instead of blindly chasing the medevac. But he's got to go back home now.
Needs to be enough Widow or Banelings, rather. Actually, needs to be careful. He scans. He sees that they're Banelings, but I guess he also sees that they're slow, so he's taking the chance here.
Ooh. Well, it's a chance worth taking with Widow Mines down, but speed's finishing up any second now. 1-0, boom. Now, not only is that extra speed, that is a little bit of extra health, so Impact should be a little bit better to deal with jjakji all around anytime a fight comes down on creep. But that goes back to jjakji's been cleaning up a good chunk of creep while he's been slowly pushing here.
It's been a pretty even game, all things considered. Impact would like to get his mutas, maybe deal a bit more harassment, and jjakji would like to be able to actually push in, but it's difficult for both sides, so a bit of a stalemate. Impact now has a large portion of his Lings as well as his mutas now going across the map. jjakji has a couple reinforcements. Not enough though.
I mean, Lings and mutas do get into the base, so jjakji will be distracted. He's not going to have reinforcements coming, but he's got so much on Impact's side of the field. And, the Banelings roll in, but the Marines split, and the Marauders on the front lines, and this is barely going to connect to those Marines. And it was okay. Can we be honest? Those last 2 Banelings were like game savers.
They were, but really, jjakji on creep is always going to be a little suspicious, and he just cannot take care of the mutas here.
Nah, this has gotten out of hand.
Go down.
Yo, I said I didn't like this style, but of course, as I also mentioned, Impact's very good with it. He's comfortable with these units, using them well. That's game. Impact, boy.
Okay.
I feel like what he just did there was the equivalent of like if he could have popped his collar, he would have.
Just a Papa sweatshirt.
Pop a
Oh, he's got like
sweatshirt.
a
Papa
buzz
John's.
cut going underneath here. Okay, this is the weirdest hairstyle ever. I don't.
Yo, that's kind of like. It's almost like how bad mine ended up. To be.
Okay, I didn't even see your haircut, but self-burn. Gotcha.
I think it came out okay. What do you guys? Hang on, let's get this up. This is my self-made hairdo. Cut it yesterday.
I see it on the pause screen right now. It looks fine.
Yeah, I know, because I nailed it. But it
Impact looks a little bit more.
Well, mine is like kind of buzz cut on the side, so really. Ugh.
Well,
without the headphones, it doesn't look as good.
cut.
Trust me.
Oh, well, especially if it's a buzz cut, right? Like it's fine to have like the whole like fade effect going in, you know, whatever. But it kind of makes his hair into a bowl cut, and
The Beatles were the most popular band for a time.
And they look dumb as shit. I don't care what anyone else says. I don't care about the old people that are like, no, you don't understand what it was like in the 60s.
The old fogies.
Oh, God.
Alright, well, looks like we're getting ready for the next map, so let's hop into Newkirk Precinct.
You look like Ed Sheeran. That's not true at all. I want to tell you, you look nothing like Ed Sheeran.
I gotta Google Ed Sheeran. I don't even know who that is. I mean, I guess I'm a scruffier guy, but I don't know. I don't see it. I guess he got red hair.
Exactly. That's what everyone thinks of when they think Ed Sheeran. That's too big of a word for me to understand, Fornia.
What word?
Ethnocentrism.
The bottom right. It's gonna be Impact. Up 1-0 right now, actually.
The bottom left is Luteran. It is jjakji.
All right, so it's funny because for me, in my mind, this series should go 1-1 and then ace match. But Impact actually played that out so well. I'm convinced he could 2-0 this.
Yes, it absolutely could be 2-0, but it was a game that really hinged on him jjakji not scouting a counterattack. So it is like one little thing goes differently, and I think jjakji still has a game in him.
So I would like to spread some knowledge to our fans in chat. Zombie knows this about me already, so it's not news to her. But Yoda Cows accused me of living under a rock. I'd actually go back to Google and see what Ed Sheeran does, and does music. And a weird fact about Rifkin, guys, is I don't really listen to music. And what I mean is, like, it's not that I hate music. Like, there's songs I like and all that, but I don't listen to music in my spare time. I only listen to music if someone else near me is listening to music type thing. So, like, this is actually exemplified by earlier today when I said, like, I had no idea what a music app on my phone was despite having it for, like, a year, right? Like, because I've never listened to music in, like, the year that I'm on my phone.
Like, honestly, the more I think about it, I don't usually talk to people about their listening habits, so it really isn't that weird. But I do feel like people get very passionate about music when you start talking about what they like, and that's just something that Rifkin doesn't do. So that's kind of weird.
I mean, the thing too is, like, when I play StarCraft, I don't like having the music on. When I play World of Warcraft, I mute everything. For as loud of a guy as I am, I actually don't like sounds all that much, I guess.
That's unique.
Aldrunar, man, I can't say your name, but he says, then how do you sing with the voices in your head? See, that's why I don't need music, because I'm always singing with the voices in my head. You guys just can't hear it.
He's literally just singing along to his own tune.
Don't stop me now.
Thank you to Untouched Matrix for the 4-month resub. Woo. Good job, ZG and Rifkin. Go Zerg.
Yeah, cheering for Impact. You guys got to be feeling good if you are, because he is up, of course, again, that 1-0 in this last best of 3 of the day. Of course, all of this leads to the round of 8 for the VSL, for those who don't know. I don't know the format going forward, like if those will be best of 5s, if those stay best of 3, or what the plan is with those. But for me, a bigger part is just how this whole tournament, like, it's got a decent prize pool. I think it's like 5K up for grabs or something like that. But it leads into the team league, which is what matters the most, because that's what everyone got hyped about for VSL last year.
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd format to lead a single tournament into a team tournament, but that is the way that they're planning on doing it. So
I like it. It's unique. It's different. I appreciate it.
It's something else. Yeah, exactly. Third CC on the way here. jjakji went for a starport last game, but roughly went into a macro game anyways, so not too different. And they're getting his third base. Someone mentions that they're like, do you at least put on random mixes? Like, I don't listen to any specific artists. Youth time, showtime. Oh, I guess it's weird to say showtime. Okay, anyways. But that, to me, is maybe even weirder than just not really caring about music in general.
Well,
just to, like, I literally don't care enough to even think about exact music I want to listen to.
So the answer to that's still no, though, right? Like, because that's the same as turning on the radio, and for me, I would just rather hear the sounds of the world while walking than listen to the radio or something,
Nah, man, I'm always changing the radio, and like, I don't mind like most music, I suppose. Like, I'm not the type to be like, no, we can't listen to that. But
well, I actually have an interesting question coming from Lee Oman in chat too, saying something I've never really asked about but has been bothering me. What is the point of the breakable object at the bottom of the ramp? Well, actually, believe it or not, this is an incredibly important thing that wasn't even added, I think, for most of Wings of Liberty even.
All of Wings of Liberty, I think.
Yeah.
Like,
so what you used to be able to do is on some maps, you could actually put 2 engineering bays down and completely wall off someone's base, or like 3 pylons and stuff like this. And it was kind of super broken getting trapped in your main, because back then, like, you didn't have all these minerals and workers at the start, right? So it was kind of devastating.
It was...
The rocks basically guarantee that you can't get walled in, is the TLDR.
I'll give you a real history lesson in a second here, but this is the awkward little, like, we're team now, right, guys? Oh, wait a second.
Well, transforming and rolling out of there.
It's a good thing, though, that he scouted the roaches, because while Impact, yeah, he hard denied the Hellbat attack, which wasn't even, like, this was, like, the laziest Hellbat attack, it was after a 3rd CC, but it is still stim. It's more important that jjakji scouted the roaches, especially because he went Hellions, but even if he didn't, even if he went, like, a 2-1-1, this is still a lot of roaches early on, and he is getting, like, 4 bunkers, but only, like, 2 of them can even fit something in, so... Blinks even get dropped in the main base, too. Like, Impact's going really hard here with the all-in.
Yeah, I actually really like the Link drop a lot more than the Roach attack, because the Roach attack could get stalled out for a long time, but with Hellions being what was built, it's pretty easy to clean these up. But the front of the base, there's so many bunkers, but so few units to go inside said bunkers. So yeah, Marines immediately drop out and go elsewhere. I like the addition of the Cyclones, though. This isn't jjakji saying I want to play mech. This is jjakji saying I desperately need units that can fight.
Yeah. I think it's sim finished. I hope it finished and cancel it. But that's only so helpful with the amount of units that he has.
This is like whack-a-mole. Which bunker has the actual units in it? You don't know.
Yeah. The bunkers really aren't the problem here. It's the Cyclones still alive that I'm just like looking at. Like, why are they still alive? 4 Cyclones do a lot of damage over time, man.
Well, so do
10 SCVs do go down. But with an attack like this, it isn't about killing workers. Or it's killing a lot of workers, rather. Like, jjakji has 3 CC and is only down 7 workers even still.
Well, I think for now it's a perfectly adequate hold, but it's still... For me, like, Impact is dedicated so much to make this happen. This isn't like you trade. Like, you really want to win with this.
Yeah, exactly. Like, transferring out of this is going to be very difficult to do, just because, of course, the medevacs will eventually come out. And that'll be difficult. Although I don't think he has a starport, so funnily enough, while 3 CCs is still very good to have, the fact that Impact won't have to worry about being attacked is a lot better, maybe. We'll see.
There's some confusion about bits and donations in chat I'd like to clear up since it looks like this has calmed down for the moment. First off, if you guys don't really know how it works, you pay the extra fee for the bits, like the part that Twitch gets a cut of when you buy the bits. So if you give like $100 worth of bits to somebody, like we get the $100 worth of bits because you already paid the 126 or whatever up front for the bits in the first place. So Twitch doesn't cut afterwards; they cut before. Secondly, for our channel specifically right now, to make it clear, if you guys want to donate money, we don't get the money. That's going towards tournament fundraising. If you donate bits, that's how me and Zombie will buy lunch and shit. So we really do appreciate that. So hopefully that's the distinguishing answer you were looking for, since it seemed to spur quite a bit of conversation.
Yeah.
Overlord round 2 coming to the main, but with the Cyclones positioned in the mineral lines, even that Overlord's in danger of dying if they decide to lock on. But the Lings would certainly die even faster coming out into the Cyclones. I guess the cool thing to note too, not mech, and more not mech. We do have all that tech finishing up for the bio, 1 weapons as well. Looks like there's some creep he's got to deal with at the third, and that's kind of annoying. But man, he's got a really big army supply lead.
Yeah, this is not just a recoverable position for Impact. I think he did manage to give himself a bit of a lead, denying the third base and continuation of upgrades as well. Just like, you know, jjakji was late to a second engineering bay. I thought he already had an armory, so I'm pretty sure this is just habit, unless it died and I didn't notice. And that kind of sucks because it's a bit of an expensive unit, or structure rather. And Impact is going to deny jjakji's third base for, well, quite some time. Impact is winning this game.
Yeah, he just actually did a lot of damage to that command center to the point where, like, if jjakji didn't pull that back, he may have actually been in danger of losing it straight up.
jjakji just has to play turtle style. He's got to get tanks up. Cyclones are really going to lose their value. Well, kind of now even. There's a target fired immediately. And the upgrades won't be something he can wait on either. Usually you can kind of wait for 2-2, and that's like when bio gets really good, and that's just not going to be the case. Impact should be on to bigger and better things, not just his own upgrades, but also infestors. And maybe if he wanted to, I think he could have gotten away with a fast hive. That's the type of style he wanted to go for, but he's gone for max out first. But certainly an infestation put should be added. But looks like Josh is going to move out here. I do question this. He does not have a good army, a big army, a good army type. He doesn't have that many tanks. It's questionable, and he's sometimes not even attacking with the tanks. He's distracted a little bit by a Ling run by that gets on top of one of his tanks. He's very important. Doesn't quite get it, but still positioning outside here.
There's so many Ravagers with this. The Cyclones start being less and less effective the more Ravagers are impacted, but of course it's going to come down to that bio. And Impact shooting on 121 supply, up 1 game in the series. jjakji's pulling the SCVs. This might be where it all ends. Lings were dropped in the main. All the workers just dying. 25 SCVs dead and still rising.
This is a very cool twist on an all-in, and I do believe this is enough damage. Impact has enough economy to continue reinforcing and flooding, and jjakji, GG, that's tap out.
GG. Wow. I thought jjakji had a pretty good shot at being second place in the group, but that was a very clearly Impact series. So congratulations to Impact and Stats. Both of them are going to be the ones to escape from Group D and move on to that round of 8 for the VSL. Impact pretty content. You can see the smile on his face after that win.
Oh yeah.
For those who don't know, by the way, Impact, again, without glasses is so weird to look at. Impact has been staying with patience, and I think there's like another 1 or 2 Koreans at the house, and they've kind of got the official, unofficial Dead Pixels house in Korea. So that's been kind of cool to see, like, maybe the training's helped him, maybe it's helped him focus. I know that he did really well when he was like always at his best training in the Axiom house. So maybe just this new house dynamic is what he needed to step his game back up.
Maybe. Good games.
Yeah, good games, and that will, as we said, conclude Group D. So yay! Now we were told VSL has a cast scheduled for tomorrow, but I don't see it on Team Liquid calendar unless it was added during the cast. Hang on, because I don't actually know what's going on tomorrow.
I'm unsure as well.
So there might actually just be nothing tomorrow. For those who haven't seen, again, like the Twitch events page is something I really heavily want to advertise because our Twitch events page we're going to have up to date all the time, always. Oh, Stats hung around to watch. That's nice. But things will still change. And as we learn more information about like when the SSL dates are and the GSL dates, we'll be able to figure out and plan things a little bit more accurately and more accordingly. So the month of April is all kind of like a rough draft, but it is what we're aiming to try and do. So again, the events page will be updated if there are any changes to any of those, any of the casts we're doing, etc. So twitch.tv/BaseTradeTV/events is where you guys want to go. And people still talking about the stuff in stream, so let's, I don't mind. I actually like sharing this information because more knowledge is better. So for subscribers, Twitch generally takes half of subscribers. We actually have a deal with them where we do get a little bit more, but I'm not allowed to disclose how much. But the point is Twitch still takes money, so we don't get 100% of the $5 you pay each month for the subscribers. The bits thing, we do get 100% of bits, but as pointed out before, like you pay the extra up front, so the extra $26 it costs, like to give $100 worth of bits, you pay that up front, so we don't have to pay that later. And the discussion on that too was like a lot of people maybe do and don't know, like PayPal and credit cards in general, as streaming has become more and more of a big deal over the last few years, they are getting better at recognizing what chargebacks are and not letting people abuse the system as much, but it still does happen. And like to give you guys an example, like if somebody donates $100 and charges it back, it's not a simple refund of just giving them back $100. Us, the streamers, actually have to pay the fee that it takes to process all that. So whether it's like $5 here, $10 there, the point is it sucks because you're still paying money for it. It's really lame. So bits are nice because it is protection. Like it sucks because you see it as like, oh well, I'm kind of wasting 20. Like if I want to give them the extra $26, I should just do that. But the safety is actually a really comforting feel. And while I agree, like it maybe isn't worth $26, it still is safety, which is good. But either way, as we've made pretty clearly distinguished, donations on the channel right now, they go towards the Mega Tournament fundraiser. If you don't know what that is, type !Mega in chat. You'll be given a link. But bits and commercial revenue, that goes to us. So we're going to play a commercial break. Sit tight. We'll see you guys in 2 minutes. Thank you for watching.